Good morning. It is Sunday, March 8th. I got up, got ready, and I am headed to church. Very glad for that, as I missed last week. I've missed some of the Bible studies or such. I've just been down and out with how I've been feeling for the last week and a half or whatever. So I'm very glad to be feeling up to heading to church.
My feet rose to dance. When death was arrested, my life began. Oh, your grace, so free, washes over me. You have made me new, now life begins with you. And on the cross he laid for sinners. Every curse his blood he took. One final breath and it was finished. At the end we couldn't know, for the earth began to shake. And the veil was torn, but sacrifice was made as the heavens roared. Oh, hail King Jesus! Oh, hail the Lord of heaven! Oh, hail King Jesus! Oh, hail the Savior!
You know, I think one of the greatest salvation stories in the Bible is the thief on the cross. That man lived an entire life of crime. The Bible doesn't call him a man, it calls him a criminal. A criminal was crucified. Two criminals were crucified with Jesus. This guy, well, his buddy was mocking Jesus, and this guy told him to shut up. He said, "Don't you fear God?" What does that tell you? That tells you that the man who said that feared God.
Yes.
Believe it or not, at the end of his life, in that last moment, he had some revelation. He feared God. He said, "This man's done nothing. Quit giving him trouble." He knew that Jesus was perfect. The guys that crucified him didn't know. All of Israel didn't know. The Pharisees didn't know. Pilate had a hint, had a dream. This man's done nothing. But this criminal knew. He had revelation. Then he said, "We are getting what we deserve." He acknowledged his sins, didn't he?
Yes, that's right.
He repented. He said, "Man, I'm getting what I deserve, but this guy didn't do anything. Leave him alone." And then he turned to Jesus and says, turned his head anyway. He said, "Remember me when you are in what? Enter your kingdom." He knew he was a king. He knew that he had power and authority. How in the world did he know that? Nobody else knew that. The rest of the world was mocking Jesus, spitting on him, and trying to kill him, but this man had revelation. And guess what? That's all he needed. I grew up in a church that said, "Man, you know, baptism saves you. If you're not baptized, you're not saved." This man didn't get baptized. But if you really look at Scripture, you realize God gives us touch points to remind us. Communion is one, and we just did that. That communion isn't what saves us. It's a touch point. God says, I want to remind you of who I am and who you are and what I've done for you. Baptism is another one of those touch points. We call those sacraments, and marriage is the third one, because marriage is a reflection of Christ and his church. He gives us these touch points. This man didn't need a touch point. We have baptism to remind us that we die to ourselves and will live to him. To remind us, how many times in your Christian walk have you gone through really hard times? You said, did I really do that? Was God really real? And did it really take? And am I really saved? And then God reminds you, baptism, that is the stake in the ground that you can say, yes, that happened. Yes, I am who I say I am. Yes, you did what you said you'd do. And it's a reminder, it's a touch point. This man didn't need any touch points. He had about an hour or two at the most left on earth. All he needed was to acknowledge Christ and acknowledge himself as a sinner. And that's all it took. And Jesus said, today you're going to be with me in paradise. Good works have nothing to do with salvation, and they have everything to do with kingdom. That's why we're here.
And church was nice. Well, I'm, still feeling mostly better. I do have just sort of this feeling in the back of the throat. It's just enough to concern me. Like, come on, I want to be done with it. I don't want anything to be coming back. So I pray it doesn't, but we'll see. Otherwise, deciding where to go out to eat. We're gonna go get some food at Chimmy's.
So whatever I had last time was very good.
Wonderful. Get it again. What was it?
I didn't know what it was.
Quesadilla. What you getting? Smaller than the order that they have at on Rancho Nuevo. But it's a Mexican place, so what I don't get in there, I can just fill up on chips. Lunch was good. One of the things that makes me feel like I'm not 100% better is I wanted to come home and just rest after eating, and I've been doing that lately. But I don't think that's something that I would do when I was just feeling well. I'm like, why do I keep doing that? So I had to lay down for a bit, but I did. Rather than actually get any sleep, I made myself get up and I recorded that last unboxing that I needed to do. I have accomplished what I wanted to do for the weekend. Yay. Okay. I need to get things kind of put back where they go, and hopefully do a little bit of prep to be ready to game with my buddies tomorrow, since I've canceled more than I like to recently. Otherwise, I spent the rest of the day, a little more time on eHarmony, Plenty of Fish, those kind of things. I did get everything prepped that I need to run D&D, but I'm also probably feeling worse than I have in the last few days. I mean, I'm grateful that I was able over the last few days to record for 5 videos for the gaming channel. That's some progress I'm glad for. I'm a little stuffy and my throat hurts. My throat hasn't hurt this whole time, with weeks of symptoms that should have left me with a sore throat, and now my throat hurts at this point. I'm like, why now? What's... So I'm gonna send my buddies a message and kind of let them know, hey, if I feel as good as I did yesterday, then we'll game. If I feel like I do right now, we won't. Anyway, so I guess I'm going to try and get to bed a little early, get myself some extra rest. Obviously, I lost an hour last night, so see what I can do for that. Hopefully I feel better. Most of the day was okay. Like, enough like I recorded the unboxing, and I was glad for that. That was fun. I got some stuff done, just now not feeling so great as the evenings come on. Oh well. Thank you for joining me. Join me as my journey continues. Bye.